Yes, my ogbongelicious people. Nigerian people across the world, I salute you plentifully. I salute you bokuliciously. My name is Comrade Lamtek Mawosa Oriahe, and we want to look at one matter when it be say, they bother many people. I don't receive many calls. Since the last couple of days, people don't inbox me tired, some don't send me videos tired. People they express concern over this call. See, one group under Tinubu and Shetima don't say make a neck disqualify Peter Gregory Obi, and they don't say they want even go court self so that make a neck for disqualify Peter Obi. So the matter don't they bounce so people they make people they fear seriously. Kada not day today I say make I just clear our doubt to tell us say man. The issue of say you want disqualify Peter Obi, it get two things where they get to ram. It dey baseless, one, and it dey advantageous to the obedient movement. And I go clear you now and I go tell you why. Better they sweet me because all this matter as they go, Obi na ended the news. As I tell you now always, we not go we go see Singam again. As they sweet us, he go they pen them. I see they pain them, ego they sweet us. Yes, so my Nigerian people, I'm not gonna waste now time too much. Make I quick, play this video of one ogbonge lawyer when they be say in Sabi work not be small, can explain how the matter be. And I want to jump the gun. After you don't explain, then me go come add joiner to make us understand how the matter we need to be happy put. Well. Nigerian people, may we listen to this ogbonge lawyer when they say in name now, Professor Anaraba. Over to you, sir. Kudos to Arise Television that they conduct this interview because they are very concerned. And Arise TV, they help us deepen this democracy. Kudos to you guys. Thank you so much.
Joining us now is Professor Paul Anaraba, Senior Advocate of Nigeria and Chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association section on Public Interest and Development Law. Good morning, Professor Anaraba. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just heard the prologue you went through. Should I begin to comment on that?
Yes, please go ahead. That's the main issue. Is it legal to do crowdfunding and get funds from the diaspora by a presidential candidate?
Simply, the laws are very clear on this. The political party, Labour Party in this instance, or even any political party for that matter, can not raise funds from outside Nigeria. If they do, they cannot retain such funds. And it's a constitutional issue as much as a crime within the Electoral Act, Section 85. Now, let me take the constitutional part of it, Section 225, 2.3, A and B. Yeah, it's very clear that the political party cannot raise funds outside Nigeria or retain funds or accept funds. If they do, they must, within 21 days, turn those funds over to INEC. And any contravention of that provision is a criminal offense. And I'm happy that we are now talking about election offenses commission and all that, so that these laws over time have been lying waste, that they've not been activated. That's why impunity in the electoral system has continued for some time. I think that irrespective of the good intentions or whatever people will have to support political parties in Nigeria, particularly Nigerians abroad, they cannot do that from abroad. They can only come into Nigeria and contribute. And when they do, the Electoral Act Section 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90 deals with election financing. And the effect is that it's an offense under the Electoral Act to contribute more than 50 million naira. So, and if you are going to do that, INEC has to be notified. Now, maybe because Peter Obi is in the Labour Party, that's why a lot of attention is paid to it. Our laws does not say anything about the candidates. If you look at Section 152 of the Electoral Act, it does not define a political party to include its candidate in election. Now, if you also look at the definition of a candidate, the candidate does not include a political party. And that's why in election petitions and whether pre-election or the election petition itself, the political party and the candidate are sued separately. So the candidate is not caught up by this analysis I've made, these provisions of the Constitution, maybe going forward. So a candidate is not precluded from raising funds, but the political party is precluded. And if a political party raises funds, it must, within 21 days, report back to INEC, turn the funds over to INEC. It cannot retain the funds for more than 21 days. So I don't think that Labour Party has looked at that. If they have looked at that, they should practically warn themselves and move away from raising funds outside the country. Even when they're raising within Nigeria, they have limitations. They have to comply with the law. Everyone should be more law-abiding. No one should become too sentimental to avoid the clear provisions of the Constitution in this instance, and then the Electoral Act. Now, INEC has a duty to also regulate election expenses, and the political parties have duties to make returns to INEC as to how funds they raise, the expenses they make, and the Electoral Act is so clear that those funds must be accounted for. But, those are in our law books. In practice, I've not seen that happen. INEC also has a duty to make returns as to its inspection and regulation of monitoring of finances of political parties to the National Assembly. I'm not sure that has been done, but in 2023, I think Nigerians will look forward to all these provisions of the Constitution and the Electoral Act being complied with. It's a no-no for any political party to go to raise funds from outside the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, thank you, Prof.
Well, fellow Nigerians, I don't know whether my mind don't clear. I just want to thank Professor Ananaba for this clarity. But for those who never really understand, more analyze the matter from where they come from. Una know say all the Nigerian diaspora community don't fall in love strongly with Peter Obi to the extent that everybody's the group is trying to crowdfund and make we gather, sponsor the campaign, put money, and they don't put a benchmark. Say, we in the diaspora want to raise $150 million for Peter Obi, and as a matter of fact, there's a benchmark in Nigeria saying that this go make Nigerians at home, put them together, 1,000 naira, 100 naira there, 2 million naira there, 1 billion naira there. We will raise 1 billion naira for Peter Obi because at the end of the day, this election will require money and all of that. Now this one where they hear. Hey, my people, when I know say they talk before and I say Obi not get structure, Obi not do that, Obi not get. Now, all of them don't recognize Obi a major force. As a matter of fact, Obi is the leading candidate right now in Nigeria. So therefore, they don't do many things even before now when people don't hear to try to make sure they disqualify Peter Obi. So people don't cry to me. People are really worried. I don't get so many inbox messages. People they send videos. People they express concern. Today alone, I don't talk to more than 5 people, from different countries, wanting to know the state of this. Now, that will be the motivation when I say I want to do this broadcast. May I take clear our mind majorly. Now, the law is very clear according to the explanation of a prof. 1, say political parties no go fit raise funds from outside, not even 1 naira from outside. This law not this strange to me because even in some other countries of the world, I remember I get one politician for Spain those days when we say, man, they call the accuse say, you know, their party collect money from abroad. It was a major problem those days in Spain. I can't remember precisely. You know, but people they when they Spain when they follow Spanish politics, they will know what they talk about. So and all of that. Now, but waiting the law of Nigeria not talk about we say Peter Obi as an individual, as a candidate, the law not speak about him. Which means that Peter Obi can raise $1 billion from Diaspora. As far as say the name when they will open the account, it will be Peter Obi and probably Yusuf Dati. We can open it with Peter Obi Yusuf Dati movement. That one can receive the whole money we did this world. It not concern the law for Nigeria. We'll get them clear. So because of that particular clause, so it dey baseless. Say Adebanjo Moyo Sore, the leader, you know, of the Tinubu Shatima Connect when they raise this door. So, you know, that then I will go defeat them. Nigerians when they diaspora, I'm not even sure that Labour they want to raise money for. Now Peter Obi they want to raise money for, and this is very clear. That our support for this movement is just the overflow go enter Labour body. Our support is for Peter Gregory Obi and Yusuf Dati. Now they carry us. Labour are just vehicle right now to transport them to Aso Rock. Our interest is, if I give you a little story. 2 months ago, some people in London set up, can't register, you know, Labour Party Europe. Where register Labour Party UK and every other thing. They reached out to me. They can't tell me, say, man, they followed my activities. They say how obedient and solidly obedient I am. And I want, for the time being, make I become the spokesman of Labour Party Europe. That's when they give me some time I think about them. After thinking about 2 days, now I get back to the tell men enough vessel, I know if you serve in that capacity. But I can act as an advisor if they want. You understand what I'm saying now? They say, well, I tell you the reason is because as I did so, I'm not got any business with Labour. I am a purely obedient person. As a matter of fact, one of the foremost obedient human beings in this world. Even when people never even know, get to know Peter Obi. We don't dig inside this matter. So everything I can do is for the obedient movement. If there's anything like obedient movement in the UK, I can solidly be part of that. Be anything in that. Because I know this one are purely Peter Obi matter. So I don't want to be tagged as a Labour member because I'm not a Labour Party member, Nigeria member. You understand what I'm saying now? 2020, I supported Governor Godwin Obaseki to become the governor of Edo State for the second time. It didn't make me a member of PDP. I'm not a PDP member. I'm a free man that can support any human being I believe in, irrespective of where the person they come from. This is what it is right now. And so therefore, my money go directly into Peter Obi. Anything I'm donating for now, as far as I'm concerned, is going to Peter Obi. So this movement to crowdfund and raise $150 million, okay, has to not be looked at as purely a Peter Obi Yusuf Dati movement, not for Labour Party. I think that is what Professor Ananaba has come to clear with us. Say the law does not preclude, does not restrict Peter Obi and Yusuf Dati to raise money, homo, abroad, anywhere. Let's understand that. And so therefore, they cannot be disqualified on that account. Now, I tell you, that's not the business part. But I tell you where, like I told a friend of mine, a friend of mine will call me about an hour ago or so. Where I'm happy. I see they pain them. He go the sweetest. I see the sweetest. He go they pain them. Now, this is not where me happy. When I share this broadcast, very important because this is not pure information broadcast that people need to. Many people take tranquil. You know what we call for Spanish, we say tranquil, tranquilo, tranquilizate, cool down, relax, no wahala. Now this is not where the thing they advantageous. Right now, what in news they carry say Tinubu want make it disqualify Peter Obi. The person when they news na Peter Obi. So anyway they carry and they go, the man in the news, the man on the lips of everybody is Peter Gregory Obi. So as long as Peter Gregory Obi, for whatever reason, remains on the lips of the people, particularly for things like this that we know say they baseless, man, I think it's good publicity. And it makes it very good because as Nigerians, we are getting to understand aspects of our electoral laws we did not know before, which means that Peter Obi's emergence right now in this political space is not only just restoring hope to Nigeria, it's helping us to restart democracy in Nigeria. Peter Obi's emergence right now, they tell us that the last 22 years we've done this Fourth Republic since 1999, the last 22 years, as a matter of fact, now waste. Now waste. Now we want to start democracy. Now, for the first time in the history of this country, this is another advantage, which is supposed to be the normal thing. If you contest for any position, not be your papa office. You are applying for a job to be hired by Nigerians. Liz Truss, what they just elect now for UK, that just resumed today as Prime Minister after the people don't kick out Boris Johnson. In his statement, was it yesterday or today? He said this now the longest job interview where you don't ever attend for in life. The one that they screen now to contest this election was the longest. It came as job interview. She sees herself as somebody who would seek employment from the people of the United Kingdom. Obi right now is seeking to be employed as president. And Nigerians are investing in Obi. It is not Obi's personal property. All these years they come, Buhari they now a personal property. Nobody can do anything. Nigerians don't even get power. In fact, Buhari right now is more powerful than Nigerians. But all Nigerians put together. But in the case of Obi right now, we are truly experiencing what democracy should be. In 2008, when Barack Obama was running for American president, was it 2000, I think it was 2008, was running for American president. Me when they here so, I donated $20 to Obama's campaign through a friend of mine in America when he served as a volunteer to the Obama campaign. And I came to love the American electoral process. Every now and then you're going to hear announcements say, man, in so and so fundraising this thing, Obama campaign raised $1 million. They raised $5 million. They raised 300,000. You know how the money was coming? People were subscribing to donate $20 every month, $50 every month, $100 every month, $1 million every month. So people, $1,000 just to support the process. At the end of the day, Obama becoming president was not his personal thing. It was on the account of the people. The same way it is with UK. What Boris Johnson do right now when British people kick him out after just 3 years of his prime ministership and every other thing. If the Nigerian leader I do, they will give him award join him. The people lost trust and confidence. They keep him out. So right now, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, our democracy is getting deepened on the account of Obi's emergence. I think we should be happy. And Obi, like I said, is in the news. Obi is on the lips of everybody. Then the other big part is this, when it's supposed to give us hope as an advantageous matter, be saying, anywhere anybody put in money, now their interest go there. Nigerians are donating to Obi right now, and their interest will be on Obi. People are going to put the amount where their money is. I belong to a couple of WhatsApp groups where people are already donating $1,000. So everything by thing they will do to make sure Obi become president. They will talk to their families. You know how much people don't donate because we know they make announcements. You know how much in Edo State we don't use money do for the Obi campaign. When we register for PVC, you can't even imagine how much I spent on my own with my colleagues in the comedy show to take transport people, go PVC centers, go to their PVCs. Even when they talk say they don't get transport. So why will our interest to be invested in this? So for the first time, Nigerians are owning it. The obedient movement, the obeistic obeism is no longer a Peter Obi Yusuf Dati matter. It is a Nigerian matter. Which is where Obi himself now go sit down, go say, man, my God. He talk about it, man. He own prayer, make it not fail us, make it not fail Nigerian people. He cannot understand where this trust and confidence is coming from. He cannot understand where this emancipation and support is coming from. And so, another thing when I want to talk now, because they're privileged to talk to a number of people around this obedient movement. All the while, all these them Tinubu, them Atiku, you don't hear people, you don't hear calling for donation. They're not interested. All you hear is that somebody is richer than Osun State. That's what you hear. Because what they have always done is that when they get political power, they go steal all the money. Less than 1% of Nigerians, they richer than over 80% of the people. They go steal all the money. When election go they reach like this, they go back small rice, buy salt, come share them, give people 1,000 to give them power again to continue. At the end of the day, what their purpose and aim is to make sure they keep the majority of the people under and below. It is from the money they have stolen. That is why Nigeria is like this. Because as part of those monies they have stolen across board, we don't have good hospitals. ASU is on strike for nearly 1 year now. You don't count, they go outside. Students, they house. Do you know how much vacuum that is creating and how dangerous this is to the growth of this country? Insecurity everywhere. No roads. Even if you get more money, you buy car. Within 2 years, the car goes scatter because the road with the car they planned. All the money was supposed to do all these things. It did in the pockets of people like Tinubu. It did in the pockets of people like Atiku Abubakar. It did in the pockets of people like Buhari. It did in the pockets of people like all these people you don't see for inside this politics. So, for the first time now, we are saying they will call use money to intimidate you. Okay? So Nigerians in the diaspora say, okay, no wahala. You understand? No one person is more than everybody. We will crowdfund Obi. We will raise over $150 million for Obi. We will raise over $1 billion in Nigeria for Peter Obi. We are not raising it for Labour Party. We are raising for Obi Yusuf Dati. So therefore, Obi cannot be disqualified. My people. So I think another thing that exposes is that the future is bright. Why is it bright? It's bright only if Obi becomes president. But I'll tell you why it is bright. For the first time in the history of our country, at least for the first time since the last 22 years or so, since 1999 when we started Fourth Republic, Nigeria is truly going to start experiencing what is democracy. You better say the last 22 years now waste. Now we want to start with democracy. Where people cannot take time to look at what the law says and try not to disobey the laws. I want to thank the Tinubu, Shetima, connect, and of course their leader, Adebanjo Moyoshore, for coming up with this matter. Because people no longer take time to look at what the law says. So I thank them. Say, we never do the crowdfunding. Make mistake, content us in and Labour will give the money to before they raise them. So therefore, for the leadership of the movement that are doing everything to do this crowdfunding, let us now seek proper professional advice and know how to channel it. Crowdfunding for Peter Obi, we must do. Nothing stops it. $150 million, let's be ready. Pay your fair share. $10 will be something. $20 will be something. $30 will be something. And apart from that, there are different groups, including us, who we equally raise our own fund internally to police the election. Well, that one, now we will reveal to our own agents the way time will reach. So the interest in this election is high. And we are not going to be deterred by the threat of person one go court, provided we are working within the ambit of what the law says. So very clearly, my people, the law does not bar Peter Obi Yusuf Dati from raising whatever they can raise from anywhere. The law only restricts political parties like PDP, like Labour, like this, like APC, like all the rest of them. Say they cannot collect money from Diaspora and they cannot raise more than 50 million naira in Nigeria. That's what the law says. And so you get support to channel your support to Peter Gregory Obi and Yusuf Dati. Are they very sure? As if Patutomi don't use mouth to talk and say in the coming days and weeks, okay, a proper account will come out when we say, man, such donations can be going into. And people are free to to do whatever independent things they can do to further add bite to this movement. So my people, I just say make I go clear our doubts. Make we not forget the person who they support, na Peter Gregory Obi. If you never know, this is na Peter Gregory Obi for here. If you still know Obi, you don't know Labour Party, na still mistake it be. This na Labour Party logo. Now this one I want vote for. The logo of Papa, Mama, and Pikin for the center. I talk again, Papa, Mama, Pikin for the center. If you did that, make you share this broadcast. This is a very strong information broadcast. Make everybody for know. Make fear not there anywhere. We did the very right part. On the day of election, they will give us what they call ballot paper, where all the political parties then their logo go there. What not forget, Labour Party logo not be broom, not be umbrella. Now Papa, Mama, and Pikin, human beings. Now we go look for. We go put hand like this. As that hand just stay there, so man, put on, fold on neatly, put on inside the box. We don't do our own. After that one, now make the count and make the declare Peter will be the winner of the election. So my people, make we not fear, make we not waste time. Obi na the way, and of course Labour na the vehicle. My name is Atlantic Monster Oriahi. I remain your humble, very obedient, seriously. I don't know how they describe but I remain very, very obedient to the cause. And for as many as are obedient, if you are obedient to arrive there, please share this broadcast. It's your duty to do so. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to Obi. We owe it to Nigeria. Share, and share. I will leave you now in the hands of my brother, Professor Ananabo, make he analyze the matter a bit further. Make we understand more. God bless you now. God bless Nigeria.
I imagine why Section 86 mandates political parties to submit annually their full statements of accounts to INEC, gives a provision for 6 months imprisonment for a political party official rather than individual candidates, just to buttress what you said. But I have two questions for you. I'll start off with Labour Party's position that this clamor arose from the diaspora, that there are individuals in the diaspora who wants to support the candidature of their presidential candidate, Peter Obi. So is there any legal way that that can be done, bearing in mind what we've just discussed? That's my first question. My second question is that there have been calls for disqualification of Peter Obi from the presidential elections, from the Tinubu Shetima group, that support group has called for their disqualification. Are there grounds for disqualification at this time?
Well, I don't speak for INEC or for the courts. I don't also speak for the political group that are calling for disqualification. We're in a democracy. The call is not a problem. They can make calls for disqualification of any candidate, but speaking clearly, in the analysis I have stated clearly that Section 225A that came in from the fourth alteration and 225 itself of the Constitution does not talk about the candidates, so there's no basis to disqualify any candidates. It talks about the political party raising funds from outside the country. Like I said, the candidate is not barred in any way from raising funds from outside Nigeria, but the political party is. Okay? That's what the Constitution says, and that's what the Electoral Act says. No mention is made of the candidate. You can read Section 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90. Now, where the regulations that are seen in respect of the candidate comes into how much they can spend for elections, how much the president cannot spend more than 5 billion, and all that. The governor cannot spend, governorship candidate cannot spend more than 2 billion. That's what the law says. We shouldn't go beyond the law. And talking about bringing in a disqualification on that ground for a candidate when the law does not say so, I don't think it is correct. If we are not satisfied with the law, we should do what is needful, take steps to ensure that there's an amendment of the law. The Electoral Act is just fresh. Section 152, like I stated, does not define a candidate to include a political party. And it does not define a political party to include its candidate. So that is the position of the law as we speak. So if a call can be made, but it won't go beyond that.
Joining us now is Professor Paul Ananaba, a senior advocate of Nigeria.
Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade. Thank you very much for watching the Comrade Show United Kingdom. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel.